Unit 1 motivation now. This is a good quote, and there are many good quotes out there, particularly from sports people, about motivation and what motivates them. And this one from Michael Jordan here about what kind of separates people that just observe and those that make things happen. So what you need to know for motivation is the benefits to a business of having well-motivated staff. So why would we want those type of proactive people, and ways that a small business can use to motivate employees. Now remember, small businesses aren't going to have a lot of money, so it has to be an appropriate method. So why is motivation important? So motivated employees are good because they tend to work harder. They make fewer mistakes, they offer better customer service, they take fewer days off, and they're less likely to leave the organisation as well. So those factors are just identification. You'd need to explain each one of those to be able to get your analysis marks. So what I've said is harder work, fewer mistakes, fewer days off would lead to lower average costs. This harder work, better customer service, fewer mistakes should lead to more satisfied customers, and maybe customers who are more willing to pay higher prices, maybe customers make repeat purchases. So you can see there, each one of these factors you need to then explain what that can contribute to, what that means for the business, what benefits does that bring. So now to look at some methods that small businesses can use. So we've got monetary techniques that we can use. So we could pay, we looked at in the previous presentation about bonuses, which are amounts of money that are awarded for achieving specific goals. But you can also look at commission as well. So where an employee gets a percentage of what they sell. And this works quite well because it makes the employee want to sell more. However, it might make the employees focus a little bit narrow, and so they might ignore customers who aren't going to buy a large amount because, a percentage of a small amount is not maybe worth it to the person selling the product. So sometimes these monetary rewards can, what we call, skew people's incentives and have unintended consequences. So they think that partly the financial crisis was caused by these kind of monetary incentives because people that worked in the financial industry would get very large bonuses for undertaking very risky behaviour. So it incentivized them to be a little bit more risky than they would have been normally. So how can some other methods be used? So these are non-monetary techniques, so training programs, so either on the job or off the job training, and it's to improve the skills and knowledge. These can be very motivational because they can make the employee feel very valued by the business, because you think, wow, this business is investing in me, they're spending money on me, and they feel that they can do the job better. There's nothing worse, I don't think, than having to do a job that you don't think you're doing very well. I think it's very motivational if you feel that you're good at something and you can contribute positively to the organisation. However, training is going to be expensive, especially off the job training where it's another provider that's an external business that's providing this training, and the employee might leave after the training. So that would be a lot of money spent on an employee who you're not going to see the benefits of their training for because they've left. Another non-monetary technique could be giving the person responsibility and ownership over a certain area of the business. And this can work by making the employee feel very trusted and valued by the business. And we might even implement their own ideas, and they might have some really good ideas as well. However, the employee needs to have the skills necessary for that role. So there might be some training that's required, and with that comes costs as well. And the employee might not really want responsibility either. They might have signed up for this job thinking that it was just fine the way it was, and they might be a bit nervous about responsibility. Not everybody in the world wants responsibility and wants to be a manager. So those are some of the appropriate ways that small businesses can motivate people.